this another exciting day. This is the excitement with that we'll start. Is this excitement? Pramod sir, is this excitement? No? Are we ready? Yes. Little better, but not up to the mark. Because the person who will be coming in between us now, she alone can have that much energy that we have. So we need to match the vibe, right? Right? So are we all ready? Yeah, now we have the energy in the house. Okay, any guesses what we are going to have next? Yes, big fan following, I can see that. But before that, I need to introduce her. I need to tell some of the things that she have really achieved in life, and I'm really proud of her. And I'm sure you all will be. And she is such an inspiration. So artificial intelligence is changing the way we work, right? Yeah. But as technology becomes more intelligent, one question becomes even more important. How do we ensure that people remain at the heart of every decision, right? But I'm not the expert of it. We have someone who is expert in this and who can answer this question for us. So our keynote speaker is a certified Scrum trainer, leadership coach, founder of Kapala Consulting and Aeolus Labs and Team Katanu, and a passionate advocate for human-centered leadership in the age of AI. Her work inspires organizations to embrace innovation without losing sight of what matters most: people. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Smalley. I request everyone to please stand up because this will be an exciting entry and we all need to join Anu for this great entry. Can we have the music, please? Bro, music. Before that, I just need to tell you that Anu is a great dancer that we have, and that is not great. I can sense that energy that we are going to have here. I'll join Anu. How many of you will join Anu? How many of you will join Anu? Okay. I want to see how many of you are going to do that. Okay. But before that, I want to check. Is this side ready to join Anu? Yes. Not like that, man. We need to give some hooting and clapping like that. Okay? So, are you guys ready? Left side. Right side? No. Anu, we can't do it that much, right? No, right? Little more. Are you guys ready? Yeah, now I can feel better. But little more. Can we have more, Anu? You think is this enough? Okay. You're not coming in that much? Okay, Anu is saying no. I want her to come, but I want her to come when she is ready. But she'll not get ready till the time you guys are. Okay. So, come on
Enough of this nonsense! You two, out!
Everybody, let's welcome the source of this energy. Wow, so much energetic.
It's always about music.
Yes.
Music.
In Hyderabad, we are there and Natu plays and we don't dance, right? Is this possible? No. So let's welcome Anu with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Over to you, Anu.
Thank you. Do I have a clicker? All right. Welcome, everyone. Suresh, Vijay, thank you so much for having me here. I'm a little nervous. Not because I don't know what I'm doing, not because of all you people, and not because you didn't give me time to get ethnic wear. right? They told me after I landed in India, get ethnic wear, Charminar bangles, and a scarf from Ashley, thank you, my saviors. I'm nervous because I'm home. This is where I grew up. This is the city that shaped me. There you go. That's my home in Domalguda. Right? Near Indira Park. Up there was my bedroom and the balcony we used to hang out on. So this is where I grew up. This is where I spent time with my mom. This is where I spent time with my dad. And this is the city where I got married to my husband. Hair was darker, not so much gray, and we got married in my sister's house. So my family is here today. My niece is here, my brother-in-law is here, my nephew is on his way. My best friend was supposed to be here at 9, but when he shows up, everybody just boo him because he is known for being 5 hours late. So he may come for lunch, right? Very typical. He is, yes, exactly, certified late. I went to school at Nizam College, and I had the best time in Nizam College. Those days, girls did not go into the canteen. I'm talking about 45 years ago. I went to school when I was 2, so, not that old. Those days, girls were not supposed to go to the canteen. Only boys went to the canteen. I showed up, and I'm like, I want chai, I want samosa, and Naeem, my friend, said, "Main lata hoon." I'm like, no lata hoon, I'm gonna go on my own. So first time in about 20 years, group of us girls go into the canteen, and the guy who runs the canteen is looking at us going, I don't know what to do with you. You wanna have chai here? We're like, yeah. So we made our own table at Nizam College, then moved to Osmania, and I did a master's in psychology from Osmania. And my parents had the same reaction my husband and I had with our younger daughter when she told us what she wanted to study. What are you going to do with this degree? So my parents said, psychology? What will you do? Will you get a job? What kind of job? Will you get money? Will you be able to support yourself? And I'm like, that's a very important topic. I wanted to learn about what makes us human. And what's the most important question today in the world of AI? What makes us human? Human in the loop. We heard a lot of that yesterday. Human in the loop. We need to make sure we keep the human around with the AI. All over today, 2 letters rule us. AI. Right? Boardroom presentations, proposals. I heard somebody say, just do a Scrum Master class, add AI at the end, and it'll sell. So you could do a class called How to MC an Event with AI. And that's it, it'll sell. But there's a problem with that. Who are you teaching this AI to? We need to make sure that we are remembering us. And finally, after 45 years, I can tell you my degree is now useful. And my parents, God bless them, they must be looking down and saying, it took her 45 years to figure out what to do with her degree. I'm hoping we don't have to wait 45 years to figure out what our daughter is doing with her degree. Right? Hopefully sooner. So So AI, why are we so excited about AI? Anybody want to guess? What is so exciting about AI? Sales pitch is very good. Time. It's okay. It's saving time. What were you saying? Doing more in less. This is what we Agilists have been saying, right? Optimal efficiency. That's what it is. Flexibility in what we're doing. Time to market. You can get more done faster. You will waste less. You won't need to hire that many people. And that is what I want to talk about. You still need people, right? AI is very, very, very seductive. AI will tell you, I can give you instant answers. What do you want to know about? Do you want to know about, we were looking at what and immigration things do you need when you enter India? Check, Erkan did that. I did not, so I got stuck in immigration because I did not know we needed an e-arrival card. But Erkan did it because he asked ChatGPT. Instant answers. We were talking to my niece back in the US is a doctor. And we were talking to her about something. Oh, I got a blood result back. And I said, we should just put it into Claude. And she went, no, do not put it into Claude. Claude will give me answers, and very fast, but it doesn't know my history. It doesn't know who I am. It doesn't know I have a knee pain and I have a back pain. It just says, your blood results say you are about to die. Okay. Maybe not, maybe someday, but hopefully not now. Any questions, any domain, any time, instantaneous answers. Very seductive. Imagine for your CEOs of your companies, boss, I'll give you the answer in 2 hours versus Claude will give you an answer in 2 seconds, right? Somebody said fast to market. I remember back in the day, I was a product manager for fraud prevention and cybersecurity for an online bank. When I first joined the bank, they had 27 different applications that they used to manage fraud and cybersecurity. 27. Nobody knew how they all worked together. You knew 1 through 2, and you knew 3 or 4, and you knew 5, and nobody knew 6, 7, 8, 9. They said, it works. We don't know how. So I spent 9 months understanding each system, documenting what it does, and building a wiki page so that we could understand how the bank is protecting their members' information and money. I was at an AI conference in February in San Francisco, and one of the guys tells me, we have a case study where we worked with a bank and we were trying to document their fraud and cyber services, and we did the whole thing in 4 hours. It took me 9 months, and it took AI to do that in 4 hours. 25 years apart, but still, right? So rapid, fast production. What we used to prototype in 6 months, you can do that now in a few hours. You can get things out fast. And then efficiency, right? Unmatched efficiency. You want to do something faster with fewer people, less cost, you got it. AI can do it. But what we need to focus is not just efficiency and output and anytime, anywhere. We need to focus on effectiveness, not just efficiency. We need to focus on outcomes. AI can give us a bunch of outputs. You are the only one who can figure out what is the right outcome. Scrum Masters in the room? What is your velocity? Does it matter? No. Why not? What does velocity tell us? Please tell me it tells us nothing, right? But every company, every leader says, you probably stood in every sprint review and said, velocity is not something we should manage. Velocity is not what we should measure. And your leaders go, yes, that is correct. I will write it down. And then turn to you and say, why is your velocity down? Output. What difference does it make if I do 100 stories every sprint? If my customer doesn't like it, it has no outcome at all, right? So that's what AI can't tell. AI can say, you want 10 things? I'll give you 10 things. I, the human, am the one who can say, of the 10, which is the one thing that will make my customer happy. That's it, right? That's what we bring. It is this heart that we bring. I love wine, bourbon, whiskey, and Erica's laughing because we've done this together many times. So people ask me, what's the connection with drinking bourbon and whiskey and AI? I'm like, I have not found an AI that can enjoy a single malt, right? You all know, you can enjoy it. Which AI can tell you this wine is better than that wine, or this single malt is the best, right? This Jameson is better than Chivas. No AI can do that. That's what we bring. We bring our tastes, our feelings, our emotions, and that is the best relationship you can have. Speed and value, this is what we are talking about. I had a client who decided AI can help me automate everything. So they walked through all the processes in the organization and said, we should automate everything. And I kept asking, I said, why are you automating these processes? Because it's a process and it can be automated and AI says it can do it. It took them about $20,000 to automate this one process because AI is not free, right? AI costs money and effort and time and resources. They spent $20,000 automating this one process that saved them $1,000 every month. So by the time they make up the money, it's going to be a year and a half. What's the point of that? You're trying to do speed, but what we need to focus on is value. And that's what we bring. You can tell me if this is a value, right? We were talking over there in the morning and Preeti said, why aren't you wearing your ethnic study? I'm like, here's my ethnic study from Charminar. She goes, I could have got you something. I'm like, is that ethnic? This is ethnic. Value, right? This is good. What is the least amount of thing you can do to deliver value? My Charminar bangles, right? Okay. She said yes. Okay. Just because we can do something faster doesn't mean we need to do it faster. There are some things that you need to do faster. You need to make sure you catch your technical debt and you catch your bugs and you need to make sure you are delivering what the customer wants. But not everything needs to be fast. This is why India is the perfect place. My husband learned this on his first trip here. Ho jayega. Right? It is speed versus value. There are some things where you will move faster and we get it done. Everything else is ho jayega. It's relax. It's value. We'll get it done when we need to get it done. And that's what's important. Every organization I have ever worked at, and now every client says, can you do AI? Sure, I can do AI, but why do you want to do AI? Because AI? I'm like, but what is the value that you're bringing? Don't I need to do AI to survive? I don't know, do you? That's a question you get to ask. AI cannot answer that question, only you can. I was talking to somebody, I don't remember who, and we were talking about the good use of AI in Scrum practices, right? I have a client who had done 18 months of retrospectives every 2 weeks, so 36 retrospectives. And they said, we want to use AI to do better retrospectives. I'm like, isn't your Scrum Master doing good retros? And they said, yeah, but AI can do better. So I said, okay, let's see what happens. And we asked AI to design a retro, and I had the Scrum Master design a retro. The AI retro design came back like in 3 seconds flat. The Scrum Master came back to me in about an hour. Which design do you think was more appropriate for his team? Why? He knows the team. Human interaction, knowledge of the team. Does AI know that your team member is an introverted person? Does AI know that you have 2 extroverts and 2 introverts and 2 people are looking for new jobs because they're sick and tired of the leadership? It doesn't know that. The Scrum Master does. So the design is important. The value you put in is important. So I convinced the leaders to say, instead of that, we should use AI for retros, but not to design them, but to figure out what to do with the data. So we took 36 retros data, we put it into Claude, and said, tell us what we've done in the last 18 months. And Claude churned and put out, here are the top things you discussed, here are the problems you've identified, and here are the 3 things you've done in 18 months. So like, wait, what? So they had 25 things that they needed to do, and they did 3. And the entire team went, no, we've done more. So no, we haven't. I couldn't tell that, looking at the data. AI can tell you, pick that up. And it said, this particular issue has been talked about in 16 retrospectives, and we've done nothing about it. Okay, now that the AI can tell you, but what do you do with those 16 things? What do you do with that one issue? That's up to you. AI can't tell you that, right? And this is where we get stuck. That speed is so seductive. We can get things done faster. I have a client who said, we're going to lay off all our Scrum Masters. We don't need Scrum Masters. We have Claude. I'm like, okay. They let go all their Scrum Master. This was last year. This year I get a call from them saying, do you know any Scrum Masters looking for a job? AI is, right? AI is not doing what the Scrum Masters did. I told you that. But you didn't listen because AI has a seductive thing that is so, we can get to market faster. And I will say, now I have not written a line of code in 30 years. I used to code in assembly language. That's long ago. Mainframe coding. In February, my business partner and I went to an AI conference where in 4 hours, we built a mobile app prototype using vibe coding and all these prompts. And now don't ask me to explain what I did. I could not tell you. Right? The hackathon people said, use this prompt and do this and enter this, and voila, 4 hours later, I had a prototype. That is speed. Now, should I build that? That is not a question AI can answer. That's a question only I can answer. Will it help my business? That's up to me, right? Remember, fast is not the same as good. AI can give you a fast answer, but is it the right answer? Only you can figure that out. We were talking about, like back at Olus Labs, back there, we were talking about we need to create a lot of courses. And then Ashwini says, we need to stop. More is not always good. Right? Fast, more does not always mean it is the right thing to do. So when do you decide, how do you decide what solution we want to use? That only you can decide, and AI cannot decide that for you. So, we are all Agilists. We're all some form of Agile framework we've been using, Scrum Masters, coaches, product owners. What does true agility mean? What does agility mean? What was that? Staying relevant. What else? Adaptability, flexibility. Learning from your failures and mistakes. Can AI do all of that? What can AI not do of everything you've said? It can learn from its mistakes. What else? What can it not do? It doesn't show empathy, it doesn't show emotions. It can be flexible, but only based on what it knows, based on data, not based on compassion, right? So, what we do in Agile is we need to sense what's happening. Reading the room. Can AI read the room? Can AI say, oh, those people are all yawning, they must be tired, they're waiting for chai. I think AI can't do that. AI is going to keep going, right? Even if you're bored out of your mind, AI will keep going, right? We know how to make sense of the room. We know how to respond. I'm looking at people and going, you know, if you've ever talked to people, facilitated something, and you see somebody going, huh? I can say, okay, that was not clear. Let me explain that. AI can't respond that way. AI has one response. I can do this, and it keeps going and going without any idea of how you're feeling. Humans, true agility is we make sense of stuff, we respond, and we adapt. We have to do that. We adapt fast. AI can't do the first or the second. It could do the third. But we have to give it the information so that it can adapt fast. How many of you drove to this location today, or cab, or everybody, right? Yesterday, what time did you leave your house? What time did you leave today? 7:45. Why? He wanted the front seat, so he adapted. What else? Who started later today than yesterday? Why did you start later today?
Because I thought that yesterday coming early was too early, and today I recognized it was okay to finish.
That she sensed she was too early. She responded and she adapted. All of us did that. Saturday, there's not much traffic. Maybe we can leave a little later, right? Friday is going to be crazy traffic. Let's leave early. Oh, I left too early. You can do this. This is the human algorithm. You have it. You walked into this room with this. This is what we bring to the table. AI does not have this. It cannot bring it to the table. Right? AI has to be your partner, your collaborator. It is not a replacement for the human. Can never be. So, there's a saying, we are what we think. So if you give up your thinking to AI, then who are you? Right? Philosophers have told us we are what we think. So if I stop thinking and I just tell AI to think for me, then who am I? If as Scrum Masters, as Agilists, as Agile coaches, you do not think at all and you just say, hey Claude, what should I do this sprint for my retrospective? And Claude throws out something and you facilitate that retrospective. You may be facilitating brilliantly on a really bad plan, right? You may be executing on a really crappy plan. But that's because you did not think. As humans, our thinking is what we bring. AI can give us a lot of data. Right? I was trying to create something for a client, and I was trying to put together a dashboard. So I spent about 3 days and trying to think of what I wanted in it. Then I said, let me get on a phone call with the client. And I got on a call and I said, may I record this? And I recorded it. And I said, so what do you want to see on the dashboard? And they said, well, we don't really need a dashboard. And I spent 3 days trying to design something they didn't want. And I said, okay, so what did you want? They said, we just want to see these 3 pieces of data. I'm like, okay, is there any format you want? He goes, no, so put it in an email. And I'm like, okay, I spent 3 days trying to design an email with 3 pieces of data. That was not a good use of my time. Now, if I had put that into AI, I would have found my problem 3 days earlier, maybe. But I now know this client's data inside out. In that conversation, I said, so one of the things I did see is, based on this data, I'm recognizing this pattern. And they went, oh, well, that's great. But that was because I spent time thinking about the problem, about the client, about the people at the client, and that's what makes it so amazing, right? So 4 things we bring as humans that AI cannot bring. 1 is context. What's the story? What's the context you're giving it? You can say, I want to write an email to so-and-so, and I want to talk about these 4 things. Write me an email. Okay. But that you have to give it all that context. You can't just say, write me an email to Suresh. About what? That context only I can bring, the human brings. Ethics. Does AI know between right and wrong? To a certain extent it does, but we need to bring the rest of the ethics in. I was trying to find one of my first cousins who moved to the US years and years ago. We've lost touch with her. So I said, let me see if Claude can find her for me. So I went into Claude and I said, the last known location for this person was in this area. And Claude came back and said, I'm sorry, I don't do any searches on people. That is not ethically what I am allowed to do. I'm like, oh, okay, pretty good. Then I went to online Yellow Pages and they said, here's all this information about this person. So ethically, maybe AI was better than the Google, right? Just searching for that person on Google. But we bring a deeper ethical thing. What is the ethical implication of laying off 20% of your staff? AI will say, well, you're going to save so much money and you're going to do this, but there's an ethical consideration to it. Is it the right thing to do? Is it the appropriate thing to do? And that only you bring. Right? How to do critical thinking. In today's day and age of social media and gadgets, we've lost this already. Already we don't do this too much. I found myself struggling with this a few times, going, wait, I need to think the problem through. Instead of saying, hey, AI, here's the problem, give me a solution. It's so easy to do that, right? So easy. And AI will give you 10 answers. But that's not what we want. And the biggest one, empathy. And let me tell you this, I struggle with empathy. About 20 years ago, if you had asked me, if you had sent me an email and said, hey, Anu, do you have time this Friday to meet with me? I would have looked at my calendar and responded back saying, nope. You asked a question, I answered. What else do you want? There was no empathy in that response. Today, I've worked on it. My business partner has had very high empathy. She's my empathy barometer, right? Today, if you send me that same email, I'll look at my calendar and go, thank you so much for your email. I hope you're doing well. I don't have time this Friday, I'm booked solid, but next week I have time on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Would any of these work for you? Because you asked for my help. I'm going to respond. If I told AI to check my calendar, AI would have responded the way I responded 20 years ago and said, nope. That's what we bring, right? That empathy is so, so critical. So I'm going to have you do a quick conversation. Turn to somebody at your table, and if you're a table of 3, have a chat. That moment when you know the data is right, but you feel something is not quite right, right? You know that there's something, the human part feels completely wrong, but the data is right. What? Can you remember that moment? What did you do? How did you react? Just have 3 minutes, have a chat with at your table. Go. That means you talk. Anybody know what this means? When the facilitator or the speaker raises their hand, you raise your hand and you close your lips. Right? So that's important. All right, so who shared a story? Did you figure out something where the data missed something and you went, we should not do that? Yeah? Were you able to do that in the moment, or is it now after the fact that you're thinking, I wish I should have done that? Did it in the moment. Excellent. That's hard to do, to convince people that I know the data looks perfect, but there's something that's missing. This is what you bring. This is what the human brings, right? No model can replicate context at all. Is that me? No, okay. AI will see patterns. Humans bring the context. That is the AI, right? You look at the server farms, that's what it looks like. Miles and miles and miles of server farms. Sitting with your chai or coffee, thinking, contemplating, that is what the human brings. You cannot do without this. So, the missing piece is this, the human context. How do you, as Scrum Masters, as Agilists, bring that in? It's not easy. Because everybody in your company is going to say, just let it be, just do AI, it'll be faster. It's okay. If it's a mistake, we'll learn from it and we'll do something different next time. But AI mistakes can be really expensive, right? Anybody here done an AI experiment that was really, really expensive and went wrong? I see a couple of people going, yeah. Right? You are the reason why we have innovation. We, people. We are the heartbeat of innovation and technology, not AI. Who built AI? Right? We are not yet at the, maybe not now, maybe in the future we will have a Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, I'll be Bach, but we're not there yet, right? We're not quite there yet. We built this. How? Look at your children. We create our children and we teach them. We help them grow to be good adults. We teach them ethics and humanity and compassion. That's our job. Right? We are that genuine spark that exists. So, 3 things that are part of this human algorithm that I want you to walk away with. 1, you have the story behind the data. Why did the velocity fall 40%? Because 2 people are out job hunting. Because somebody had a conversation with a stakeholder that AI had no clue about. You have the story behind the data. There is not a single data set, LLM, that holds what you hold. You have your data in here, and you bring your heart. That is what makes it complete. That's the first thing. You have the story. Just because you should doesn't mean just because you can doesn't mean you should. Right? Well, if I turn the range on or there's a candle, I can touch the hot flame. Should I? I don't know. If you want to get burnt, you do. But how many times are you going to do that? Maybe once. Right? And then you learn. That question of should we do this belongs to you. AI cannot do that. And last, you have to make the choice. AI can give you, here are a bunch of probable options. Pick one. You make the choice. AI cannot make the choice for you. AI will tell you this choice has a 60% probable possible outcome of making so much money, but you get to decide if that is true or not. Right? So, these 3 things are like Mount Everest. You've always had it. It's been there with you. You've not written, you don't need to learn about it. You don't need to go get a certification for this. It is in us because we are human. From the time we've had Everest, this has existed with us. Immutable. Will never go away. The only way we lose that is if we say, I'm going to stop thinking. I'm just going to sit and have AI do everything. Now, if AI can make food and cook dinner for me, well, now we are talking, right? Cook, clean, laundry, that'll be great. So, thinking back to that moment where you knew something was wrong, but the data was perfect. All the charts were looking good, all the projects were looking green, and you're like, I don't think this is the right thing to do. That is what is the difference between you and your AI. That thing, and that people say, oh, that's our gut, that's our intuition. It's more than that. It's who you are. It's what makes you you. Now, what will set off your red flags are different from your red flags, are different from your red flags, which is why we have a team. Right? My thought is, oh, this should be fine. We were talking about how to cross the street in India. I'm not crossing a street. I'm going to take a car to just go across the street. Arkan was brave enough to cross the street. I'm not doing that. I did that once. I'm done. It scared me, right? But I'm not, that's my choice. I'm making the choice. AI will say it'll take you 10 steps, go across the road. I may not make it alive, but that's different. So, this thing is not just intuition, it is who you fundamentally are. This is your algorithm, this is your human algorithm. This is what we need to keep. Yes, there's an AI algorithm, but we cannot lose sight of the human algorithm. You've always had it, you will always have it, unless you deliberately choose to go, nope, not going to use it anymore. So, I want you to think about a commitment you're going to make from this regional gathering. So three choices you have, right? We know that AI will handle all the outputs. AI can give you beautiful graphs and charts and data. We will own the outcome. The human will make the outcome from the output that is provided. That combination has to exist. The yin and the yang coming together, right? That is what is the most important there. So I'm going to have you all think of what is your commitment. Are you the fast mover? You are constantly like, I got to go do stuff. I got to get this done. I have 20 things to do. I want to get this done. I want to get this done. Is that you? I will question before I act. I will take a breath. I will slow things down. I'm not going to rush. This is me. I am constantly doing 20 things at the same time, going, go, 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 go. I can do this, I can do this. I've stopped. I am now saying I'm going to do one thing at a time. I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to take a breath and then decide. Are you one of the leaders of the team? Right? Are you the leader? I've seen leaders, or how many of you know leaders who go, you go use AI. I'm good. I don't need to do anything. I know what you're laughing about. Right? Use AI. I don't need to do anything. If you have a leader or you are that person, put your name on it. Take ownership of what you are doing with AI. Don't tell your teams to do one thing and you do something different. You're using AI. AI is giving you an output. Own it. And tell your team, hey guys, we're going to do this. I am with you, right? If you are that empathetic relationship person, I will protect something human. I will protect that relationship. We need that network, that connectedness, right? What my education in psychology, all the work I've done, what that has taught me is human beings, we are relational people. We need that connectedness. We do not function alone, right? How many of you came to this conference not knowing a single person here? Do you know more people now? Yeah? It's that, right? You are protecting that humanness. That is what will take you forward. That is what will help you grow and build something together. So, what is your commitment? What are you going to do? And I'm going to go back to this. Just have a quick chat with the same people at your table. Which one are you? Are you the fast mover? Are you a leader? Are you that human empathy person? What commitment are you going to make, and what are you going to do going forward? Just have a quick chat, couple minutes, and then I'll have a couple people shout out what you are committing to. Go. So how many in the room were the fast movers? How many fast movers? Okay, so what are you going to slow down? What are you going to slow down? Think. Okay, slow down, think. How many leaders? You're going to put your name to something, right? You're going to say, I am going to own this. Slow down, okay. How many are the heart people? Right? Oh, that is what Agile is all about, right? A room full of heart people. Yeah, that is lovely to see. Okay, so we are the guardians. We are the ethical guardians. We are the pragmatic guide. We have to step in here. This is the age of AI. There are people who are terrified to use AI. There are people who have loved AI. Let me tell you, when I started this whole thing, my business partner was on AI faster than the speed of AI. Me, anytime she would say, oh, we should use AI, no, not using AI. Did not want to touch AI because I felt it was taking away me. It's taken me about 3 years to figure out AI is my partner. AI is my collaborator. If I use it right, AI will make me better at being me. And that's the trick. That is the trick that I want everybody to think about. AI is not a replacement for your mind. AI is not a replacement for, I haven't talked to so-and-so in a long time. Can you write me an email to my friend to say I miss them? No. That's a heart conversation. Keep that with you. So, you are not a prompt. You are not a prompt. Right? You are not a user. You are not an input. That's what AI does. You are the programmer, or as Erkan said yesterday, the builder. Everything we heard yesterday was about we are the human in the loop, we are the builder, we are the creator. That's what you are. You are the context holder. You bring this context. You are the ethical guardian. Don't ever lose sight of that ethical guardianship. That is our responsibility here. You are the final word. Do not have AI make the final decision. That is on you. Right? So, the heartbeat of innovation, of everything that has happened in the last 50 years, has never, ever been technology. I look at the space around here. When I was at Nizam College, and this is probably why my parents went gray very soon, we used to hang out here in Jubilee Hills, because back then there was only rocks. There were no buildings, nothing. One of my friends had a house in Jubilee Hills, and we were like, so far? Oh my God. I used to drive a Luna. We used to go on the Luna, we used to go to Jubilee Hills on the rocks, we sit there and have beer. But you didn't hear that, right? Yeah. Now, I don't see any of those rocks. Now they're all these buildings. All of that advancement, all of that innovation is not because of technology. It has always been us, you, the people in the room. That is the heartbeat of innovation. It's always been the human. So, you are the human algorithm. This is what the talk was about. You are the human algorithm, and the world needs you to run. The world cannot run without us. If you go to, the futuristic AI stories that have where the robots have taken over, that is not the human world, right? That is just an AI, whatever, futuristic thing. We need to be here. We need to take care of this so that the world can run. So, technology will accelerate everything. AI will make us get faster, better, stronger. We are the people who innovate. So my parting thing for you is stand firm, stand tall, but lead human first. I am so happy that I was able to come back home to Hyderabad. For me, this was the thing. I know my subject, I know this, but I was like, oh my God, I'm in Hyderabad. I'm home. Thank you for here listening to me very much.
Come on, everybody, let's hear it up for Anu.
We have to dance again.
Jai Ho! Jai Ho! Come on, everybody! Jai Ho! Jai Ho! There you go! Jai Ho!
I'm following him.
You have to come back. You told
Okay, done. Second.
Okay, on public demand. You want to dance?
I'm always ready to dance.
But there is a condition that you all need to dance. Okay? So let's come there. Which song? Which song? Come on. Her choice. Okay.
What's the song I asked in the... No.
Tell the step. Let's try to guess. Damshar arts, okay?
Dil dhadakne do. Galla Gudiyan.
Galla Gudiyan. They
There
can
you
play
go.
that song, Galla Gudiyan. It's a
Love that
Punjabi
song.
song, I guess, right? So I've
It's a
not
lovely
seen
song.
that much huge demand. I can see the fan following. And how you told so many truth, right? So many. ज़्यादा सच्चाई हो गई क्या?
Too much.
Too much, because nowadays we are completely dependent on AI.
We are.
ChatGPT knows us more than our partner these days. Chalo, let's go there. Let's go there. Come on.
Hello, hello. तो फ्लोर पे जब है आई येलो येलो बड़ी साले मस्ती छाई हेलो हेलो तुमने लगाई येलो येलो कंट्रोल करो भाई I don't know steps. I love this.
Yeah, I can't do this. Okay, come on. I request Vijay and Suresh to please come and felicitate Anu. Obviously for the session, but for this great dance and an energy too. Yes. Thank you so much everyone for this lovely
wow.
dance performance.
Thank you.